So on the USD index, I'll just start from the 1 hour time frame for the directional bias. Let me start from the lowest point that price created, which is here. So that will initially become our lower high, right? Previously it was a lower low because price was in a bearish market. So let's just look at the last structure created before price started going bullish. So this was the last inducement taken out right here, which made this point a valid lower low, and the moment it got broken, this became a valid breaker structure, right, indicating that price is in a very strong bearish market. Then as you can see here, price failed to respect this supply zone and this imbalance here and went on to create a new change of character, right, meaning now price was bullish. So this is no longer a lower low, it's now a lower high because price created a change of character. Then right after creating the change of character, you can see that price created one inducement which it took out here, and when that inducement was taken out, this became a valid higher high. And after that, we have 2 points of interest, which is the extreme order block right here, but it was not mitigated. Price just continued bullish without coming back for this extreme order block, right? So then price went on to create a new breaker structure, and after the breaker structure, again price created an inducement here which it failed to take. Let me zoom in. So here price gave us a impulse, pullback impulse, so it took out this inducement and this became a valid higher high. And then when price closed below this point, it became a valid breaker structure. But as you can see here, price did not close the full body candle close, so this one would be a valid breaker structure. It will just be a liquidity grab, and you can transfer the high high to wherever price is going to close the full body candle close. In this case, it will be here, and then this will become our invalid breaker structure. And after a breaker structure is created, that's when you have a new valid lower high, which is the lowest point after inducement has been taken out. So now this is our current dealing range on the USD index, right? So after this, you have to look for an inducement. As you can see, price already mitigated the inducement which it created here on Friday, and we have an extreme order block lying right below this inducement, which is this one right here. So when the market opens, it's possible that this was the new high high created. So when the market opens, we may see price coming for this extreme order block, then give us a bullish push on the USD index, or price will come and create a change of character, and then we can start looking for shorts if price creates change of character. But the most likely thing to happen is that price is going to mitigate this extreme order block and at least give us a small reversal, maybe to this order flow here, which is not yet mitigated. At least price has to give us a bullish move, because previously when price was at this point, it gave us a very huge bullish push. So we may see something similar to this move here happening here, then price will create a breaker structure since price is in a bullish market. So yeah, this is it for USD index. Now I'll go and look at the EURUSD on the 1 hour time frame. So I'll use this FXCM broker. I have no analysis on it, so it'll just be fresh analysis. So here we'll start from the highest point that price reached as our starting point for the analysis. In this case, it would be here, and you can see that right before this high created with a structure that was broken. Here was breaker structure. So before breaker structure, first we need to see price creating an inducement, right, and taking out the inducement. In this case, the inducement will be up here on this pullback. So the moment price takes out the inducement, well, it should, right, it should be here, but sometimes because it's very difficult to like identify it here because of the size, here it's easy to mark and it to be clear to identify. If you make your chart like this, right, you can easily identify it. But then if it's here, it's hard to identify. That's why sometimes people ask me like, why is the inducement here and not here? This would be the valid inducement, but because it will be hard to identify, I just put it somewhere here where there's another inducement, but it's a bit big. So after price took out this inducement, this became a valid higher high, right? And after this high high was broken, this became a valid breaker structure. So in price broke structure, this means we are on a bullish market on the EURUSD. And then after that, price took out inducement here, validating this point, the highest point, as a valid higher high. And normally in a case like this, we'll be looking for bullish move from this imbalance, and this will be the protected lower high. But as you can see, when price got to this point, it created a change of character. Then after the change of character, we have to look for inducement, which is the first pullback after price taken out inducement. As you can see here, price made an impulse move here, then a pullback, then another impulse. So in this case, this would be our last valid pullback, which would then become our inducement. And when price takes out an inducement, the lowest point responsible for taking out this inducement becomes our valid lower low, because price is now in a bearish market. So after the inducement, the next thing is to look for points of interest where we can be taking trades from. And you can either use the extreme point of interest. In this case, it will be this one. It will be this one. This will be the extreme. And we can also take from the decisional. And in this case, it will be this one, right? So if you're taking entries on the 1 hour, this would be a stop loss, because if you're taking an entry here with the stop loss above the decisional, that would be a stop loss. But if you're switching on the 5 minutes time frame, then you can refine your entry to wait for market structure shift on the lower time frames before taking an entry on the higher time frame. So as you can see, price failed to go for this extreme order block. It just mitigated the decisional one and started going bearish. And the other thing you can also use is to use this Fibonacci tool to identify if the decisional order block is in the premium or discount level. So as you can see here, it's in a discount level, so it's only wise to be selling when price is in this premium level. So this is another reason why this trade could be invalid, right? So this was the extreme order block, no longer valid, because price went on to create a new breakout structure here, right? And after this breakout structure, this became a valid lower high. And then after breakout structure, we have to look for inducement. And as you can see here, price after breaking this structure didn't take any inducement here. Then it went on to create impulse pullback. So you can see here, price took out inducement, and after inducement was taken out, this became a valid lower low, and then that led to a breakout structure creation. Right after the breakout structure, this became a valid. So yeah, this is the new structure we have. So after price creates change of character, and then we have to look for another inducement. In this case, it would be this one right here. Inducement is already taken out, meaning we now have a valid lower high and a higher low, right? So this is our low high, this is our higher low, and then price is already in a premium level, as you can see here. So we can start looking for shorts, right? And then here we can look for extreme order block, which will be this one. So here we may see price going bullish for a bit, then mitigate the extreme order block, then continue going down. And if we take a look again on the USD index, because you have to understand what the USD is doing to be able to trade what the pairs against the USD, or pairs that are trading the USD is trading against. So if we go back on the analysis for USD index, so as you can see, if we go to EURUSD, price was going up, right? And you have a point of interest for price to start. Go on the USD index, you can see price was going down, and now we have a point of interest for it to go up. So this is another confluence that will help you to make sense of your trade, because if the dollar was weakening, it means the EURUSD was gaining strength, and if you're anticipating that the USD is about to gain strength, it means the EURUSD is about to lose strength, which makes sense. So on the 1 hour time frame for directional bias, this is what I have for USD index and AUD/USD. Now I'll look at another pair on our watch list, which is AUD/USD. Again, I'll try to use FXCM because I think I don't have any analysis on that broker. So I'll start again from the 1 hour time frame. And since price is bearish, I'll start by looking at this highest point created, which automatically makes it a valid higher high, which will eventually become a higher low because price will create change of character, as you can see here, right? So let me zoom in to see where did the change of character happen for price to start going bearish, right? So here you can see price impulse, pullback, impulse. This became an inducement taken out, giving us a new valid higher high at this point, and the high got broken, giving us a valid breakout structure. And when the breakout structure is created, this becomes a valid lower high. And after that, price created impulse, pullback, impulse, pullback. Okay, so this pullback was taken out, meaning it's now a valid inducement. And after inducement is taken out, we now have a new valid higher high, which is at this point. And then this would be our low high. So what we'll be looking for at this point is for price to create a change of character here, and then on price create change of character, we have to look for another inducement in this case. And as you can see, this is not a valid inducement because everything is covered by this very big candle here. So you don't have any valid inducement in this case. So this will be our initial inducement here. And then as price being delivered, let's see, the inducement is transferred from this point to this point. Then after that, the inducement is transferred to here. Then as price being delivered, the inducement was transferred to this point again. And then as price being delivered, the inducement is transferred here. So this was our new inducement taken out. And when inducement is taken out, this became a valid lower low, right? And as for points of interest, we can look for the decisional point of interest here, or the extreme point of interest, which would be this one. In this case it was missed, only the decisional was mitigated. And then again, the same thing I mentioned earlier, when taking interest from the decisional order block, don't do it on the H1 time frame, because most likely the stop loss will be hit. So you can refer to 5 minutes time frame, then wait for market structure shift on lower time frame, then take your entry. So this was a new valid lower low, and as you can see, price went on to create another breakout structure. And after the breakout structure, we now have a new valid lower high, which will be this one, right? And as you can see, after the breakout structure, you have to look for inducement to validate a new valid lower low. And in this case, this was our new inducement taken out. It's a new inducement taken out, and that validated this point here as a valid lower low. Then after that, you can see that price failed to respect these areas and went on to create, or it actually respected it. It didn't create a change of character. It just did a liquidate grab, right? As you can see, price failed to close here with a full body candle close. So if you're considering this as a change of character, this will make you lose the trade because these points here were not respected, right? So this was just a liquidate grab. So what this means is now this previous lower high is being transferred from this point because its liquidity was taken by that point here. So this is our new valid higher low. And then after that, price created a breakout structure here, and after that, the same thing we have to do, look for inducement. So here you can see that there is no any valid pullback here. This could be a pullback, but if you, this is a valid pullback, price created impulse pullback. So this is a valid pullback, but it's very weak because you can see it's like very small pullback, but it can be valid. So in this case, after you identify your inducement, now you have to look for your decisional order block or decisional point of interest. In this case, it would be this one right here, right? So you can either take shots from this decisional, or you can wait for the extreme point of interest or extreme order block. In this case, it would be this one, right? So again, you can refer back to the USD index, right? So if the pairs that are trading against the dollar were bearish and the USD was bearish, and if the USD is about to go bullish, it means we might see a bullish momentum as well, because you can see here it was here bullish. So if price takes out this inducement and creates another inducement after taking out this and gives us a setup like this, you can look for buys to this decisional order block or to this extreme order block. So this is the setup I have on the AUD USD. Now I'll look at gold. So for gold and USD JPY, I'm just going to explain the analysis that I already have, because this will be a very long session if I do it like this. So on gold, I'll go to Oanda, which I use for market analysis. So here you can see price is in a bullish market, breakout structure, breakout structure, breakout structure, and then price recently mitigated this extreme order block and it's now going bullish. And what we may see when the market opens, this price gonna go bullish, and then maybe it's gonna create a breakout and retests on this level here, right? If price breaks out on this support level, then retest, then it can shoot up, right? There's another setup. Then the other setup is that price is going to rebalance here on this imbalance. Then after that, we can see there's no any imbalance left here. So for gold, I'll be looking for longs only because price has been bullish and there's no change of character here, meaning the buyers are still in control. So I'll be looking for longs. Then the last pair I'll look at is USD JPY. So on USD JPY, what do we have on the 1 hour chart? I guess this 5 minutes analysis. Let me go to 5 minutes first. This analysis for 5 minutes. I did, then I activate the 1 hour chart. Alright, so next the JPY on the 1 hour time frame, you can see that price is currently bullish. It created this change of character, then breakout structure. Then after that, price made an impulse, pullback impulse. So this was the new inducement taken out. on USDJPY. Then after that, price created another breakout structure on the upside, and this is our new valid lower high here. And then after that, price went impulse pullback, so this is the last adjustment taken out on USDJPY, and this is our valid high created here, and our extreme order block would be, you can see everything is mitigated here. There's no any imbalance except for this one, so this would become our valid extreme order block. So I'll be looking for price to come to this extreme order block and then maybe continue bullish since price is already bullish. Yeah, so I think this is it I have on the USD index and USDJPY, AUDUSD, and EURUSD and gold. So all of this time, if anyone has a question on any of the pairs we looked at, feel free to ask and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Or if you have a different perspective, you want me to explain something, this is the time to do it. You can type in the chat your question or what you want to ask. Hello bro, how are you?
I'm fine. But I just wanted to request you can check on BTC.
Okay, let me take a look at BTC. So for BTC, I think I already have the analysis. Let's see here. For BTC, I already have the analysis. So Bitcoin has been bullish, making all-time highs recently till on Friday. No, until on Friday when price created a change of character. So this was the last breakout structure created, indicating that price is strongly bullish on the 1 hour. Then price took out adjustment. So most people are anticipating buys from here, since this was the last demand zone created. But as you can see, when price reached this point, it just breached it, meaning longs are no longer possible. So people who wanted to sell, this was a good opportunity to sell after this change of character created. But currently, you can see that price created an adjustment here, then with a decision order block and extreme order block. So I'm anticipating that price may go bullish to take out this adjustment, and then if it is to go down, it will at least mitigate this order block, then continue going down. If it is to go up, it will just continue going bullish, break the all-time high and create a new change of character, and then continue the bullish wave. This is my outlook on the BTC.
Can you actually classify this recent push as a change of market structure?
Which one?
This recent move that just occurred, can it be classified as a shift of market structure?
Yeah, as per technical analysis, it's a shift in market structure. But for fundamental analysis, it's not like black and white because of Trump's tariffs on China 100%. If it happens, I don't know what's going to happen on BTC, but for the fundamental side, it's hard to analyze what's going to happen because it's based on people's tweets and stuff. But the technical side, yeah, this is a market structure shift on the 1 hour time frame. But if you go to other time frames, 4 hour, daily, you can see a different thing. On the daily time frame, for example, there's no structure shift. The lowest points are still protected. It was just a liquidation.
Yeah.
So it all depends on the time frames that you'll be using to trade, and are you a day trader, position trader, and how do you approach the markets?
I actually checked 4 hours and I noticed it was a minor shift.
It could be a minor shift.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome, bro. Anyone else with the question? You can type in the chat or you can unmute your mic and ask. Guys, if you have any question after the session, feel free to message me on Discord or Telegram and I can answer your questions. Thank you guys for joining. See you again on the next session.